Hey, it's Togawe, and today I'm going to be showing you how to solve Sethbling's Rubik's Cube in Minecraft. As you can see, it's a regular Rubik's Cube. You have green opposite of blue, red opposite of orange, and white opposite of yellow. If you need to make this reset, if you need to reset it, you just go over there, press that button. What makes this more difficult than a regular Rubik's Cube is that if you want to turn a face, you have to be looking at that face. So you have to come here if you want to rotate this clockwise or counterclockwise. And that makes it trickier because normally you wouldn't just turn the cube just to look at a face. And also you can't reorient the cube. So white is always on top and yellow is also always on bottom. So if you like solving what's on top and then flipping it over to the bottom and then again solving what's on top, you can't do that. So the formulas they're basically the same formulas, just with different names than if you were solving a regular Rubik's Cube. So down here, this is what makes all the turning work. And then over here is a randomizer, which is what you actually use to rotate this for the start. So you just click this lever, and then you wait, and it'll start, as you can see, starts replacing blocks for rotations. You just let that go for a while we come over here. So here's how you're going to actually turn it. You take a snow block called rotate clockwise, which when placed in the center of a face like here, for example, will rotate the whole face clockwise. And then for rotating counterclockwise, you have this coal block, which when placed in the center, rotates the whole thing counterclockwise. And that's just what you do to turn it. And if you look down here, you can see redstone blocks appearing thanks to the set block command, allowing for blocks to be placed for wireless redstone to turn this. So this looks good. Just turn this off, and it'll stop randomizing after a few seconds. Alright, there we go. You see it's completely random and it's ready to go. And the best part is you can just flip that on and off at any time just for some random turns. So the first step is going to be to rotate this, or rather to get this yellow cross. So here we have the yellow-red piece. So to get this yellow down to match up with the yellow, we're going to have to rotate this face counterclockwise to match that up, and then the red is going to be opposite of orange, so we have to rotate this face twice, which means you just use two of this same block. Doesn't matter which one, as long as it's the same, and it'll have the same effect. So now I have the yellow-red lined up. Here's the yellow-orange, which is already on this orange face, so we just rotate like that to line that up. Up here we have the yellow-green, which is in the right it's on the right face, but as you see, if we rotate this down, the yellow and green need to switch positions. So to do that, we rotate it to here, and then since if we want the yellow to match up with the yellow, we'd have to rotate it to here and not to here. But since we need it in that block compared to these two, what you can do is just rotate that block to here, and then rotate this block down there, and then rotate it back. And you'll see we have the orange, green, and red lined up, and now we just have to line up this blue, which should be this piece, which means we can just rotate twice for an easy time. Now we have the yellow cross set up. The next step is getting the yellow corner. So now there are a few possibilities. You can either have the yellow, there's five. You can have the yellow on this right side. So when you rotate, for example, or rather, actually it doesn't matter right now. So you can either have the yellow on the right, the yellow on the left, the yellow on the top, or if it's down here and you have the yellow here, then it's already in its own spot, or you could have it here and here. So if it's down here, you just do a step where you rotate the block up, turn, and then rotate it back down, just to get the yellow out of there. So it's on the right, and this is the blue-red, which is blue and red, so it's already above where it needs to be. So once you have it above where it needs to be, if it's on the right side, you're going to go over to the right, and you're just going to go white, white, black. And you'll see that gets that in place. Now if we come over here, you'll see we have another yellow on the right, and this one's the orange-green, and here's the orange, so we need to rotate once counterclockwise to get it over here to match with both the orange and the green. When it's on the right again, you're just going to go white, white, black, and that gets that down there. Then over here we have two on the top, so this is the red-green one, which needs to be in the opposite corner. And then when they're on top, what you're going to do is you're going to look at it this way, and you're going to go black, black, white, white, or rather 2 there, it doesn't matter, and then white. And I seem to have messed up something. Okay, well, we'll see. Whatever. I didn't really screw up too much. I might have messed up one of the corners here. We only have 1 corner. I thought I had 2. So it won't be too hard to fix though. Here we have the yellow, red, blue corner. Yeah, which was the first one I put in place. So I accidentally took that one out of place, but it's easy enough to put back. Again, just put it on the right, and then it's going to be white, white, black. So then we have that corner back. Here's another one on the right. This is the blue-orange, which needs to be over there. And here we have blue-orange and the yellow-blue-orange. So again, just white, white, black. And then the last corner, yellow, should be, I think, right here. So then if one's on the left, you're going to look at that face on the left, and then you're going to go black, black, white. So it's just the opposite of that. Now, if a piece were to be on the top, what I was trying to say is you would do black to rotate it over here. Then here you would do white to rotate your... Ooh. Right? I'm confusing myself. Hold on. Okay, back. Sorry about that. So, if you had a yellow on the top, what you do is you'd rotate it so that it's over the spot where it needs to be, so that it's empty in this down corner beneath there. It doesn't matter what's there. And you do black to rotate it to there, white, and then rotate twice here, doesn't matter, and then black, and that should put it on the left corner, from which you can do black, black, white to put it in correctly. So now that we have the yellow side solved, and we have a green big T, which doesn't matter right now, an orange small t, a blue big T, and a red small t. All we need is small t's on each side. A small t being where you have the 3 bottoms in the middle, a big T where you have the 3 bottoms, the top, middle, and then the very center. You want to make sure you have a small t on every side, or a big T, it doesn't really matter. So then, once you have a small t on every side, you're going to line up a big T. Now the thing is, there are 3 blue edge pieces missing. There's the blue-red, the blue-orange, and the blue-white. You don't want any of the edge pieces here that have the white, because the white ones are going to end up staying on this top, and we need ones to fill in this middle layer. So here we have the blue-red, and as you can see, the red-blue needs to be here and here. However, you can't just rotate this counterclockwise to bring it down, otherwise that'll mess up the yellow on the bottom. So the formula for that when it's on the right is black. Okay, sorry. Let me just undo that real quick. Okay. When it's on the right, you're going to face the left to start off, and it's going to be black, black, white, white. Then you're going to switch to the other side and go white, white, black, black. And as you'll see, we still have this yellow side correct, but now we also have the red blue in place. Now, the next one we'll match up will be this green orange. We'll rotate clockwise to get over here to make a big T. And since it's a big T on the right side of this edge, we're going to do again, facing the left, black, black, white, 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 oops, white, white, black, black. Here we have the sorry, just checking the form. We have the green orange, so we're missing the orange blue and the red green, and the red green piece is in the orange blue slot. Okay, so here we have the orange big T lined up, and again it's on the right, so we're going to have to do black, black, white, 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 black, black. And then the last one that we need is the red green. Good, okay. So when we make the big T, this time it's on the left, so you're going to kind of do it inverted. When it's on the left, you come over to the right, and then you go white, white, black, black, and you switch sides and go black, black, white, white. And you'll see now, not only do we have this bottom yellow finish, but we have 2 rows of green, red, blue, and orange. And then the next step is to fill in this white cross. Now there are a few possibilities. If you have everything else finished so that it's only this top layer, which includes this top row of each of these 4 sides around it, complete, then there are only a few possibilities for how these 4 edge pieces will end up. You'll either have 2 that are diagonal from each other, which can be these 2, these 2, these 2, or these 2. 2 that are across from each other, so it could be these 2 or these 2. All 4 will be flipped up, in which case you don't need to do anything. All 4 will be flipped out. So right now we have 2 flipped in. So if you have the step here, if you have none flipped up, you do this just facing any direction, and it will give you 2 diagonal. If you have 2 diagonal, you face the cube so that they're in the top and the left, and then do the step with this as your starting side, and that'll give you 2 across from each other. And if you have 2 across from each other, you just turn around so that it's on the left and the right, and you do the step, and it gives you all 4. So since right now we have the top and the left, you're going to go white, 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 black, black, black. And you'll see now we have 3 across from each other. So then we do the step again. White, 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 black, black, black. And so basically, if you're doing it on the front, you start with the front, and then you go right, top, front. So just imagine you do the right and the top and the right and the top, but you have to sandwich it all with front. And then you'll see now we have this white cross. So then the next step is to orient the right cross, or the white cross, sorry. So let's rotate this around. You want to rotate it so you make the big T again, but you also have these 2 side pieces. So here we have the orange lined up, that's not, and that's not. So we need to have 2 lined up for this to work. So keep rotating this. We have blue is lined up, orange is not, that's not, but this is. So when you have 2, if you have 2 across from each other that are mixed up, just pick either of the sides as a front and then do this step, and then keep rotating it, and you'll have 2 that are next to each other. So once you have 2 that are next to each other, you'll always have either 2 next to each other, 2 across from each other, or all 4. If you have all 4, then you obviously don't need to do anything. So here we have the blue lined up and the red lined up. So then what you do is go over to the other side of the cube, and you'll see we have this needs to be moved here. So these 2 need to be swapped. If that's the case, you're going to rotate the top face clockwise, and then this one will be on top. And the reason this works is because this step will move this piece to here, so that'll match up the greens, this piece to here, which will match up the reds, and this piece to here, which will match up the blues, all while leaving this in place. So you can tell if you match up 2 that are next to each other, go to the opposite side, and then rotate clockwise. And that will make sure that when you do the step, it works. So this step is quite simple. It's once you have your front side, you're going to go to the right, and then you're going to go white, white, black, white, white, then turn twice, and then black. And again, turn twice, doesn't matter if you use white twice or black twice, has the same effect. So you see now we have the orange lined up, the green lined up, the red lined up, and the blue lined up, and we have our white cross. Then the second to last step is to make sure all the corners are in the right spot, which I think they already are. So they are. So you see we have the white, green, red is in the right spot, the white, red, blue is in the right spot, white, blue, orange, and the white, green, orange are all in the right spot. But I will mix this up. I'll cut out mixing it up so that it's like they weren't, and then I'll show you how to make it so they are. Okay, so you see now I still have this orange, green in the right spot, but this red, blue is not in the right spot, this red, green is not in the right spot, and this orange, blue is not in the right spot. So usually, once you have this white cross matched up on all these sides for the big T, plus to the 2 sides, you'll hopefully, and most of the time, have at least one of your corners lined up. You'll either have none lined up, one lined up, or as you saw before, all 4 lined up. If you have none lined up, just pick any as your corner and then do the step. If you have one lined up, use that one because it will just juggle the other 3. And you just keep doing it, keeping that one in the place until you have all 4. If you have all 4, obviously you don't need to do anything. And it doesn't matter that this white is flipped up. That's not helpful right now. So when you have one, you're going to put it in your top right corner, and then this side will be your front. So then what we're going to do is this step involves the front, right, and the left. So you're going to go white, white, black, black, up, okay, white, oops, black, black, white. So the pattern there was before turning the right side, you always turn the top side white. Before turning the left side, you always turn the top side black, and you're just alternating white, black, black, white, so that they're turned forward and then come back. So it's white, white, black, black, white, black, black, white. It's a very simple pattern. And you'll see we still have this in the right spot because that one didn't get moved, but these still aren't in the right spot, so we have to do this step again. So white, white, black, black, white, black, black, white. And you'll see now we have the orange blue in the right spot, green orange in the right spot, green red in the white spot, and red blue in the right spot. It's green orange in the right spot. So all 4 corners are in the right spot, but you see they're not flipped up. So then comes the final step, which is when we're going to mess everything up and get these all correct, and it will just beautifully come together. So pick one face to just stick with, doesn't matter which one. Make sure if you have any of the whites already flipped up, don't start with that one, just pick one that has the top right corner not correct, although it really doesn't make a difference in the end. And then what you're going to do is using the right and the bottom, you're going to go on the right side. Black, 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 white, white. And then you come up here and you check, did that match it up? No. So then you do it again. Black, black, white, white. And we come up here and check, did it line up? Yes. So then instead of going to another side and doing it, that won't make it work just because of how the math works. You have to rotate this side clockwise or counterclockwise to get to the next corner that's screwed up. So then we're going to go again. Black, black, white, white. And we check, it's not lined up. So again, black, black, white, white. We check now, it's not lined up. So again, black, black, white, white, and I have a feeling it's still not lined up. Nope. So again, black, black, white, white, and it should be up there now. Yep. So then we rotate again to the next one, and then we go black, black, white, white, not up there. So black, black, white, white, still not up there. Black, black, white, white, and still not up there. Black, white, white. Now it's good. So then we go to the last one we need. Black, black, white, white. And this one, you don't really need, if it's the last one, you don't really need to check. You'll know when it's there, as you'll see when it actually is there. So black, black, white. And it's going to be there this time, as you see. We do it, and it all matches up. And then the last step is to just rotate this top face so that it lines up. And you'll see, we just solved it. And this formula basically always works. May screw up a few times, as I did earlier, but if you follow it, that was just because I screwed up on that one step, and then I corrected myself what you would do. So all in all, it's pretty simple.